WrestleMania is the most important show in the world of professional wrestling for the entire year, and it's been going on for a good total of 40 at this point. Now, while I can't personally give my own personal recollection of every single WrestleMania as it would happen live, because I've been only a fan since WrestleMania 30, technically 29, but I wasn't around when that happened, I wanted to ask the hard-hitting question: if I had to erase a WrestleMania match from existence from 30 to 39, what would that be? Now, with each and every one of these matches, I want to take this into account. We're talking about the build to the match itself, and all that would happen following it. We're looking at the ramifications for the match in its entirety. If I choose it, that match, the build-up, all the fallout from it ceases to exist. But hey, if you like the content like this, follow your boy, because we're going to be doing a whole lot more wrestling content. So, let's get into the video. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitch. You're going to be doing a lot more wrestling content there. Let's get into it. Starting off with WrestleMania 30. And if I had to Thanos snap my fingers and rid us from one WrestleMania match from history from this card, it would have to be Era 4-4 versus The Undertaker. The fact that the man that defeated The Undertaker's undefeated streak had a stinker of a match with him, and again, I just referred to him as Era 4-4 for a reason. We can't even celebrate the man that beat the most important streak of all professional wrestling. And again, the match is a stinker. It's a no-brainer. This match I would erase from history, which in turn means that The Undertaker would be undefeated at the very least until Roman Reigns would come along. But good lord, even then, Mr. Era 4-4 did not need that victory over The Undertaker. He did not need what could have made a star out of somebody else. And even then, with Roman Reigns, it would have worked a lot more with him. Even though the match quality wasn't that great. I mean, look at the reactions the night after. If they turned him heel, they started the Tribal Chief run back then. Who knows where we'd be at nowadays? But it's a no-brainer. Then on top of that, again, we can't talk about the one that beat The Undertaker for his undefeated streak at WrestleMania 30 anymore. And again, the match stunk. So, it's not that hard. However, it gets a little bit harder heading into WrestleMania 30 when I'll be realized to pull a little bit of a cop-out and say, I'm Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Now, if Damien missed out won this, maybe I would have been a little bit more lenient, maybe I would be struggling a little bit more, but even then, this match holds no importance in history. The Big Show got to win it, which is cool, but I'm being real, this is the least important match in the card, and the least important match going forward, the ramifications that fall out from it. It's not even like with WrestleMania 30's iteration, where we had Cesaro have what could have been a star-making performance. I say could have been if they booked him right. And after that first Battle Royale, it felt like that match was going to be something special, and sadly they never followed up with it. And they first showed us off the fact that this wasn't going to be worth a damn. Here in this match, nobody really loses anything if we remove this match from the history books. I guess you would have to have Mizdow turn on the Miz later on, but that's not a loss, especially when the rest of this card absolutely slaps. Going from amazing WrestleMania to horrible WrestleMania. While I was tempted to choose the main event, if I were to remove Triple H versus Roman Reigns, here's the domino effect. That would mean Triple H would remain the world champion, and we would not get the Shield Championship frenzy, as I'll call it, where Roman would lose the title to Seth, and even then, before that, where Roman Reigns would go ahead and have an amazing feud with AJ Styles, then would lose the title to Seth, who would immediately lose the title to Dean. We have that triple threat match of the Shield. You would not have that if I erased the Triple H versus Roman Reigns match, because Roman Reigns wouldn't have been champion following it. And yes, he could have had somebody else win it, or Roman Reigns win it another time. But if I'm saying re-erasing it from history, that means it doesn't happen. The match I am, however, choosing for this year's WrestleMania is Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. Or Era 4-4, I should say. Future me, censor that. This match did nothing but harm Dean Ambrose, and the fact that he was trying his heart out, and Arrow 404 couldn't be bothered. Just couldn't be bothered. This is a hardcore match that was as hardcore as a prescore listening to rock music. This fell so flat of so many expectations, and it would also lead to that awkward as all hell podcast with Stone Cold and Jon Moxley. God, we would have been better if this match just never happened. Speaking of better if this match never happened, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. If we erase this match from the history books, this technically means we wouldn't get that Jinder Mahal title reign, now would we? In this universe, we didn't have Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, and while in turn, with the gimmick of this video here, that would mean that Bray wouldn't have that WrestleMania match. It would mean he wouldn't have that WrestleMania loss, so he would be the champion going forward. If I were to spitball this, and let me know if y'all want to see me go ahead and book a what if Randy lost that 33 Mania match, because I'd be down to do it. You could have had Bray Wyatt, for example, lose the title against the likes of a Shinsuke Nakamura at SummerSlam, instead of having Randy win it from Bray, having kind of nothing run, which this title was having so many of this year. You had a nothing run with John Cena. You had a nothing run with Bray Wyatt, who defeated Cena for the title. A nothing run with Randy Orton, who beat Bray Wyatt for the title. And you had a god-awful, title devaluing run with Jinder Mahal. And you had Jinder go ahead and beat the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura for that title. If you remove this match, you remove one domino from hitting the rest. And the rest of them looking kind of awful. WrestleMania 34. We lose absolutely nothing if we get rid of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. This match is a stinker. This match didn't have to happen. This match ultimately meant nothing in the overall landscape of professional wrestling, because in the end of the day, Brock Lesnar would just go on to win after a piss poor match. It was the most disappointing. It was the worst of the night. It was the match that deserves to be Thanos out of history. Go over to watch those videos, by the way. Worst WrestleMania matches of the past decade, and worst, the most disappointing matches of the past decade. Hope y'all enjoy those a lot more than y'all enjoyed this match. But if you were to remove this match, what changes really? This match holds no weight in history books, because they would go on to have 2 more matches anyways. Roman Reigns lost this match, then Roman Reigns would lose their Saudi match, then Roman Reigns would win at SummerSlam. That holds no real girth, no real value, other than devaluing the F5. WrestleMania 35, Corbin versus Angle. Do you think I was going to say something else? This match, it was a letdown when it was announced, because it should have been Kurt Angle versus John Cena, but we have this instead. Why? Wasn't it a basic match? Too much for Baron Corbin following it. The feud wasn't all that. The fallout wasn't. What was the fallout? Corbin saying, "Oh, I got to retire Kurt Angle," and then he kind of just floundered to the point that he had to go down to NXT. At the very least, he's doing a lot of good stuff in NXT nowadays. Currently, at the time of recording this, one after we're tag team champions along with Braun Breaker. But what would we be doing? You remove this match from history, nothing changes. I mean, I guess Kurt Angle would still be active, and it would still open up the potential of John Cena versus Kurt Angle next year. I don't know. Talking about Baron Corbin WrestleMania matches that if you remove them from the history books, nobody would notice. Elias versus Baron Corbin at night 1 for WrestleMania 36. We have lost absolutely nothing had we remove this match from the history books. I bet you don't even remember this match happening, do you? Do you honestly remember this match? And if you said yes, you're lying. Stop lying. WrestleMania 36 Night 2, I'd have to go for another match that kinda is very forgettable, and that is Aleister Black, nowadays known as Malachi Black, versus Bobby Lashley. You're lying again if you told me you remember this match. You said no age, least I can recall, for either Bobby Lashley or Aleister Black. No real aid. Get rid of it. WrestleMania 37 Night 1, I'll be real, I'd have to go with Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. This feud over Braun being called stupid. Now, I'll be real, I won't say the match is bad, but I don't fully recall but so much of the match. Along with the fact that a lot of WrestleMania 37's card for night 1 was pretty enjoyable, I couldn't really put anything else here. For WrestleMania 36, let me correct myself there. But I had it right. WrestleMania 37. Yeah, brain cells can't even bother with this match here. But you want to talk about things that cause my brain to absolutely fall flat in the ground? Let's talk about WrestleMania 37 Night 2. And that's either the women's tag, which I guess does hold some weight because, hey, Tamina got her one and only title win. It was the women's tag team titles. They feel like they're booked one step ahead of where the 24/7 championship was, and I feel upset at the fact. You can argue to me otherwise. Maybe you can come up with an argument that'll prove me wrong. Please do. But these titles aren't booked well. They never were. They probably never will be. There's a reason why people want to get rid of them. But if you want to talk about matches that we should get rid of, it is The Fiend versus Randy Orton. This match did no aid, only damage. This didn't do anything for Randy Orton. This was a awful.
Hey yo, editor's note. Legitimately editing this the night before it goes live, I did exclude a decent part of this section here, because I don't exactly feel the same way I did at the time when I recorded this, because this was before Bray Wyatt's documentary. But I did go on to say about how I feel like this damaged a lot of Bray Wyatt as well as Alexa Bliss's character, although I will say, and this is now, again, post Bray Wyatt's documentary coming out, I kind of don't feel 100% the same way to a degree when it comes to this stuff I said about with Alexa Bliss and feeling like it did more harm. Because at the very least, there was some pretty good moments with her being around with Bray Wyatt. And also, I'll be real, absolutely loved the theme song she had, the Fury. I absolutely adored it. But along with that, I will still say, it did not feel like it did much aid for Randy Orton. It didn't do anything good for Bray Wyatt, and it led to them releasing him, which leads to this also being the last WrestleMania match we had with Bray Wyatt, which is a damn shame and a half. But yeah, just wanted to go ahead and pop that in there. Back to the video. Also, like, comment, subscribe again if you're enjoying this so far.
Night 1 is another case scenario of this match didn't really need to happen, now did it? We had to put an impromptu main event that absolutely far outclassed this one, your women's title match. Something that should be very, 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 very important, especially on a card like WrestleMania. But alas, we would go on to have Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Charlotte should not have been facing off against Ronda. And at the end of the day, if you missed this match, you really didn't miss nothing much at all. Because what happens? What happened? Ronda won the Royal Rumble, which she shouldn't have. She got into this match, which she shouldn't have. Then she lost, which I guess she should have. Who cares? At this point, the bloom was kind of already off Ronda Rousey, so just remove this match. And you know what? Thanos away, her winning the Royal Rumble as well. We don't need you going after Bianca Belair or going after Becky Lynch. Just remove it all. Night 2, speaking of Mr. 404s, WrestleMania 39 Night 1. I'm going back to burying this match. John Cena versus Austin Theory. You want to talk about matches that hurt and hindered someone that was in it? It is no question that it was this match for Austin Theory. This is the start of John Cena should probably stop losing matches because he's actually weirdly getting the vibe that's doing more damage to the one that is losing the match. Austin Theory did not really benefit from being John Cena, and even then, this match felt like a letdown. I don't know what was going on here, but it was the most disappointing, the worst on the card. This match damaged Austin Theory. What would he have had had we erased this? I mean, at the very least, Austin Theory wouldn't have been verbally eradicated by John Cena. But still, man, I mean, come on. And WrestleMania 39 Night 2. and this is another tie. Either I'd have to give this to, I was going to say the women's tag team showcase because how awful that was, but you know what? This was a tie or a toss-up between the showcase for the women's, which was bad, and the Miz versus Snoop Dogg. But then it just hit me. Shane McMahon versus the Miz was supposed to happen, and it did. And it lasted less than a minute as Shane got injured with rapid speed. Remove this match, shaved that man his legs. And yeah, out of every single WrestleMania from WrestleMania 30 to 39, your boy decided to snap one of each. If I were to say, probably the most offending matches, and the ones that would have benefited history the most if we got rid of them. If I were to choose 5 out of all of these, I would say Brock versus The Undertaker. Have the streak get ended by Roman Reigns instead. Both Randy versus Bray Wyatt matches. Let Bray go without losing at WrestleMania, especially against Randy Orton, and 2 feuds he should not have at all. On top of that, that second Bray and Randy match damaged Alexa Bliss, and you want to talk about damage, throw out Theory versus Cena. And to top it all off, I mean, do we really need another Brock versus Roman match in the main event? Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow your boy. Subscribe over here on YouTube. Follow your boy over on Twitch. We're really doing a lot more wrestling content, maybe. I can't be loud because at the time we're recording this, it's like 1 in the morning. But yeah, acknowledge your world champion. And hit that like button before you get Thanos as well. Wait, where am I actually?